All right, today what I'm going to do is a copy of an Albert Herter. It's a painting that is at the Smithsonian in DC. One of those paintings I just absolutely love, and I'm going to do just a smaller version of it from working from a printout. It's one of those paintings that I think I saw in a book, and after seeing it, I had to go see it in person. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And Herter's not a very common name, but when you go see it in the gallery, the frame is exquisite. The painting is just fantastic, and should be studied. So I'm going to study it today. I'm going to just do a quick little version of it in the short amount of time that I have, and then I'm going to take and build it up. Who knows how far I'll get with it, but maybe with some chalk and kind of build it up. Just as graphite, just what I'm drawing with. I draw with a paper mate all the time, just because it's easy to kind of carry around, and great place to practice blocking in if you're trying to work on drawing. Master sketching is just fantastic for that. So, all right. I'm going to just see how far I get here in in just like one day. Obviously probably 20-30 minutes max. I doubt I'll do the whole head. I'm going to bring it up maybe with a little bit of chalk. There's just a ambiguity, I think, to the eyes. One of the wonderful reasons why I love it. And then there's that beautiful floral sitting up on her head. All right, and I've done a copy of this in the past. I did a painting of it just to study back in the day when I was trying to figure out skin tones. Again, I think it's a wonderful way that if somebody that you love their work and you want to study, do a copy of it, then practice all the things that you're learning in whatever program that you're in. The master sketch. It's kind of this idea that you can keep learning. I think that it just never ends. Connection between these two right there. Brings that eye down just a little bit. I don't want to get super linear. The beautiful thing about this painting is that it's very soft. It's in a book that I had came across a long time ago called The Gilded Age, and it just stopped me at how beautiful the painting was. It's going to be on the cover of the Oil Painter's Color Handbook, but I ended up putting it in a different section. If you want to do this in like charcoal or graphite or something like that, you could do that as well. Really just a great place to kind of test out all your materials, especially if you get something new. Just be very mimetic and in the copy. Be as faithful as you want. All right. to the edge there. Interesting. Kind of just lost into the paper. So I'm working on a tone paper. I'm going to just put a tone in the back. Silhouette that a little bit. Drawing is so important. I recommend everyone work on getting really good drawings. So it's really the, I think the search of, it's really where you begin to see good painting is good drawing. So many painters have written about that. It hangs on it. All right, why don't I put a little highlight there. Seems like that's the space there for the highlight. Again, the wonder of this is that the eye is just so soft. And I have to not do what my brain's telling me it wants to do, and that is to put in the white of the eye with like chalk or something. So it appears that this, you start to lay in a little value, the chalk, building it. Pull that up a little more over. So the point of doing, well, I shouldn't say the point, make point of whatever you want, but the way in which I work with chalk is to work it up through the paper, use the chalk as the mid-tone, instead of just covering it, bringing the chalk right up to white. I mean, you can do whatever you want, of course, but the way that I was taught, I think the most kind of effective way for tone paper drawings is to do it that way. Just build the tone. Give it the sense that the light is coming in here, this way. And then that now allows for this. Maybe I get rid of that line. the paper a tone rather than be so linear. Something like that. All right, and then bring that up in the light a little bit more. Hatch it a little bit, and if it's too much, just soften it down a little bit. Bend out of the orbicularis oris there, corner of the mouth. Snap out of the shadow, the halftone, a bit of tone. And now just run it down through. Just give a little bit more to the nose. Just play with it. I don't want to make it feel like some paint by number or something. Doesn't have to be so linear. Art is not linear. Really want to develop the sense to see what it needs rather than be purely mimetic. So light falling off this way. Can build this back up a little bit. Maybe that's too much. I always go a little back and forth just to find the right synthesis. Let air up in there. Then you want to give it a sense of volume is really what you're looking for. Into the paper. I always think of balance too. balancing the drawing at all times. Not too linear, not too tonal. Some synthesis between all of it. You know, control, letting go, control, letting go. I mean, that's how I like to play. Getting rid of a line, letting the background play up that contour a little bit. Find like a lot of sketches, or old master sketches and preliminaries are just a beautiful exploration of finding and openness. I really think that's where art kind of loosened out of. Showing sketches and stuff. Maybe some lines in there to again balance it. And just, I mean, maybe that's all you get done in a day, I think still be worth it. The next would be for me to take and go into a model session and go to an open studio or something and take the data and begin to play with it. What did I find from it? It's always an application, like studying music or something. How did the artist do the combinations that they did? And how can it help me? Maybe it's a new combination or a way of kind of thinking about something, and I think you always begin to learn to study in that sense. Maybe there's another way to do this too. Maybe you want to try a different technique. Maybe you want to do it with charcoal. Maybe you want to orbicularis oris, pit of the ear, bottom of the ear. Maybe there's a doesn't have to be perfect either. There's something nice sometimes even about just what studying what we naturally do. Like, what is the hand? What do we naturally tendency to do? And model it a little bit. I'll even just add a kind of soften layer just to make sure it transitions nicely. Maybe you want to soften it with your finger and then go back. All right, take the nose, something like that. The nose is bit of the ear. Just suggesting the ear, I think is nice. Doesn't mean you have to render everything back and forth. I guess I could keep going all day, but probably just end it here. Just leave it as a little sketch. Soften a little bit more. Nice gesture, of course, going on in there. Albert Herter, beautiful work. Give him a search. You'll just see wonderful, wonderful work. There's a tone it down a little bit more to just heighten up the light over on that side. Put a little bit more back in. I find like the bold, little sketches of the faces, something along these lines to be just beautiful little sketches.